Welcome to Franchise Marketing Radio, brought to you by SEO SAMBA. Comprehensive high-performing marketing solutions for mature and emerging franchise brands. To supercharge your franchise marketing, go to SEOSAMBA.com. That's SEOSAMBA.com.
Welcome to Franchise Marketing Radio. This is Stone Payton here with you this afternoon. Today's episode is brought to you in part by the Business RadioX Studio Partner Program, equipping franchisors to help franchisees dominate their local market. To learn more about serving your market and growing your business, go to mybrxstudio.com. All right. Today's episode, we have with us co-founder and CEO with Brightway Insurance. Please join me in welcoming to the broadcast, Mr. Michael Miller. Good afternoon, sir.
How's it going? Thank you for having me.
Well, we are delighted to have you, man. So tell us a little bit about how you got Brightway off the ground and sort of mission purpose. What are you out there trying to do for folks?
Yeah, well, I'll say, my brother and I, we founded Brightway together, and, we're everything. We're best friends, neighbors, business partners, and all of it. And so, when we started this business, my brother's background was in insurance, and my background was more sales and technology. And so we just really had a vision that we wanted to change the way people engage with their insurance. I mean, at the end of the day, we felt that everyone has insurance, but the way insurance was delivered, no one really liked it. I almost think of, back in the 80s, you have the TV show Married with Children, and it was about Al Bundy and how it was kind of funny about, shoe salesmen. Well, I could tell you, I've never met a person who looks forward to shopping their insurance until us. And so we say, no, it shouldn't be that way. And so, we started this business with a vision to just really reinvent what people should expect from their insurance agent and their insurance agency. And, that's why we got into it. As far as, where our vision for what we've created and what we do, we really look at, our role at Brightway is that we wanted to deliver unmatched value to every consumer we touch. And that means everything from giving local expert consultation to giving them more choices of carriers. And by doing that, they'll get a better economic value because we're able to deliver that choice. We're able to invest huge technology and scale so that the actual services we provide our customers eclipses what the types of services they could get at other agencies. And from a business owner perspective, at the end of the day, my brother and I, we built this business and decided to become a franchise company. Our goal was that if anyone wanted to be a business owner of any kind, they should want to be a Brightway franchisee because what's possible, that ROI that's possible is the highest and the risk to achieving it the lowest. And I could tell you, we started franchising in 2008. And I think it was in 14 or 15, Forbes named Brightway not just the number one insurance franchise to buy, but the number one franchise to buy at our investment level, which was the largest category in America. So
wow.
we got started getting those accolades faster than we ever dreamed, to be honest.
So, but you were kind of rocking the boat. I think that you were coming in with you were sort of turning this thing on its ear a little bit when you. Early on, in the beginning, were you met with some resistance from sort of, I don't know, I'll call them insurance industry insiders?
Yeah, 100%. And so, yes, because the way what we do had never been done. And so let me just explain that just briefly. So prior to Brightway, the only way you could buy insurance was through a traditional agency, like a State Farm, an Allstate, or even a mom and pop independent, where every person who works in one of those businesses, their primary responsibility is to service their current customers, and sales is an afterthought. And so we felt, we need to create a full, robust retail experience around insurance. And so we came up with the concept of an insurance store where the actual work being done at a Brightway retail store, it is empowering local agents with best in breed tools, choices of carriers, best training, best technology, that their focus would be literally selling insurance. That all the backroom operation that must be done for an insurance operation, we were going to centrally do that. And so today, Brightway has around 900 people in the organization total, of which 250, 260 are my W-2 employees here in Jacksonville, Florida. So here in Jacksonville, I own an 86,000 square foot building where all of our operations sit, and all of the operational side of the insurance business gets done here, and all the retail sales side of the business gets done in the franchise locations across the country. And by breaking up that body of work, it allows agents to be better agents, allows them to, in fact, sell 2 to 1 what other agents can sell in any other organization.
So that's what I think you guys call, and I think rightly so, the bright idea behind Brightway, right? This whole new approach. So what is your favorite part now that you've obviously this thing's going to work now. You've been at it a while. What do you enjoy the most now?
Honestly, what keeps me going, and my brother as well, it's really how we define success. The way we think about this business. So Brightway's business goal is that every person associated with Brightway can and does reach their personal potential. And so as a franchisor, when someone becomes my business partner as a franchisee, I take that very seriously. And I think of that as a promise made to us, and it's going to be a promise delivered. And so to watch people take their hard-earned money to make a change of career, invest in our business, our joint business we're going to build together with them. I mean, that's a leap of faith, and to be able to be appreciative of the trust, but deliver so much value back to those franchisees and watch them not just achieve what they hope to achieve, but far eclipse it. That to me is what it's amazing. And to watch how it makes a difference to not only as a business owner, but it changes what's even possible for their children, their grandchildren. The beauty of this business and insurance is we're helping people build a family legacy. And it's just, it doesn't get better than that.
Well, it sounds like it must be incredibly rewarding work. Back to the nuts and bolts a little bit. Let's say, a guy like me, I'm up here in Atlanta, Georgia. I have got a little bit of an entrepreneurial bent. I've got a good little lifestyle business thing going with this media company that my business partner and I have going. But if a guy like me is sort of interested in something like this, what is the process like to learn more about it? And if we do decide together, and I loved how you said, become my business partner. If we do decide to team up, what are some of the early activities in helping me getting this thing off the ground?
Yeah, so great. Well, first things first, I will tell you that we're going to take you through a whole, process to make sure that should we be business partners. I could tell you, I think that's one of the things that really differentiates Brightway over many franchises is that we're so selective with who we choose to partner with. And so our strategy around how is Brightway going to reach its potential isn't about how many people can we convince to buy Brightway franchises. It's only partnering with the right people and helping those people grow large organizations unto themselves. And so that's first of all. So we would first engage with you in a robust process to make sure it is a natural fit, number one. But assuming it is, it's interesting. More than half of our franchisees have no insurance experience. And so we're going to be able to help. Yeah. So that's not something that we have found to be either required or even helpful. In fact, when I look at our highest producing producers in the field and our highest grossing franchisees, again, the majority of those who are the highest producing had no insurance experience. Because realize when you're coming to the table as a blank slate, but you have the raw skills needed to be great, you have great personality, you're a people person, you have high energy, you're self-motivated. I could take someone like that, and with my tools and our training and our systems, insurance is easy. I mean, it's not rocket science. And so I can, I can teach that and make you extremely successful. See, I can't teach smart. I can't teach to be self-motivated. So those are things we look for in the right people. And in our system, people can just achieve amazing things. And so as far as the process that you were talking about, it's going to start off with, you would either decide, are you going to actually run the business or just own the business? So as a non-licensed insurance person or a person who's going to own this business, you don't have to have a license. But if you want to actually run the business and sell insurance, then your first step is to get a license, which in most states is a 40-hour course, not a big deal. But then we're going to give you an entire track to run on, everything from, training and systems. And one of the things we leverage at Brightway is we're one of the largest insurance agencies in America. And so we're going to be able to leverage our size and scale and our name with all the major carriers to basically fill your shelf. If you were a grocery store, we're going to be the partner that puts all the brands of cereal on your shelf. Without us, you might have one brand of cereal or two brands of cereal. At Brightway, your shelves are going to be stocked with choices. And that's going to be one of your competitive advantages in the marketplace to your customer. So, I mean, I can go on and on. There's so many ways that we support our franchisees and the people in that you're going to, grow your team with.
Well, I love it that you have those kinds of economies of scale. And I think, through my career, I know I've seen when you're able to capitalize on something like that, it can make all the difference in the world. And I also, I'm really intrigued by and sort of attracted to the idea that you don't necessarily have to come into the system with specific industry experience. In fact, in some ways, it might not even be preferred. You're looking more for these intangibles, these characteristics that are maybe that are tough to transfer, but I suspect one of those characteristics you are looking for is someone who is what's the word? Coachable, right? And open to learning. Yeah. So,
and to really leverage all the resources that we have at Brightway to help you grow a very large enterprise. I mean, so what we're finding is our typical franchisee is someone who probably has either sales experience and or sales management experience. So we're getting a lot of people who are maybe regional sales managers, district sales managers, sales VPs. They built a career out of identifying, recruiting salespeople, managing sales teams. And we're just saying, great, let's do that here in this business, in our industry. And when we do, the actual ROI on this business is so much better than you're going to find in any other. And that's well defined in our FDD and our item 19.
All right, so I got to know more about your backstory, man. What were you doing before this? You must have been in some sort of sales environment to have this kind of perspective, yeah?
Yeah. So my background before this was in the mortgage business, and so I had call center experience. So from that perspective, years and years ago, I actually worked at Sendent Mortgage doing the outsourced mortgage business for Merrill Lynch. And then I opened my own mortgage brokerage business, part of a larger organization. But a friend of mine opened a branch office for a business out of Miami and built up our own mortgage brokerage business. This is during the first refinance boom. And, everyone was refinancing this in the early 2000s. And but my brother was already in insurance, and I always wanted to be in business together with him. And when the opportunity came to be able to leverage the successes I had, I sold out of that existing business to join him to do this business. And I can tell you it's probably the best decision I've ever made from a business perspective, for sure.
Well, I can tell you certainly think so. And the folks in your system are certainly blessed from it. If you're just now joining us, you're listening to Franchise Marketing Radio. Our guest today is co-founder and CEO with Brightway Insurance, Mr. Michael Miller. Michael, let's turn to the whole sales and marketing thing for a moment, if you want. And I've got this question from a couple of different perspectives, but I'll ask first from the franchisor point of view, if you will. What methods, tools are you finding the most effective in terms of getting the word out to potential candidates for this opportunity? SEO, email, old school cold calling. What are some of the best methods that are helping you get the word out about the opportunity?
Yeah, so I will tell you that two main things. Number one is referrals. So our many of our franchisees were referred to us by existing franchisees. So
Hmm.
because so that's been great. So that's social media. So they're going to be people are referred into Brightway from whether it's an existing franchisee, whether it's representatives from our carriers all over the country. They might see a star that's working in an insurance office, and you know what? And if you ever thought of opening your own agency, you should look at Brightway type of thing. So there's that piece. The other piece it's been amazing. It's all the third party validation we've received and things like Forbes naming us the number one franchise to buy. Entrepreneur Magazine said we're the number one insurance franchise in the country 2 years in a row. Inc. 5000, and so on. So we are recognized as the leader in insurance retailing in so many ways. So that if anyone wants to be in this business, we're always going to come up. Do a quick Google search. We're always going to be the first on the list. If you want to own a franchise, we're going to be up there because we've been recognized for so many years as a leader in franchising. And it's the thing that I think, again, it just really is so different with our business is we allow people who want to own a business to get into an industry where there's residual income.
Mm.
So, and that's the thing that I think it's so different. If you own a burger franchise, you have to actually, buy the meat. You have all the logistics of that. You have spoilage. You actually have to make the burger every time you want to sell the burger to make the money. And any location can only do a certain amount of volume. With an insurance store, at a Brightway store, year after year, you're getting paid commission on every policy you ever sold as long as a customer stays inside our organization. And so 10 years in, you're getting paid on 10 years of business. And so 10 years in, probably 80-90% of your revenue is from the business you sold in the prior 10 years versus all just only new business. So the stickiness of the revenue of this business is unbelievable. In our business, in our industry, you call that retention. Our retention rate for customers who have been with Brightway, it's over 90%. So imagining, over 90% of your entire customer base is going to keep paying you every single year. That's what we helped you build.
Well, that is incredibly compelling to me, and I think probably for a great many of our listeners. We may have already answered this question, and there may be so much overlap in the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. From the perspective of the franchisee, again, maybe it's me up here in Marietta, Georgia. Are there some things that might be more effective than others in terms of promoting and marketing my local Brightway franchise?
Yeah, I would say this is another area that we are really different than some people might expect. Most people would think, hey, I'm going to buy a franchise and I'm going to need a big budget for marketing, meaning how am I going to get my phone to ring? How am I going to get my name out there? And so what we have perfected, at the end of the day, if you've turned on a TV or a radio, we do not want to compete with State Farm or Allstate or Progressive on the airwaves. They're each spending about $1 billion a year on marketing that way. So there's no point in that we would lose that battle. But where we win hands down in every single market is we have a very defined marketing strategy around building referral sources. So Brightway stores around the country are being fed through their great referral sources that we help them build with mortgage brokers, realtors, closing attorneys, title companies. And of course, our biggest referral source by far are our current customers. They become raving fans because of what, at the end of the day, the value we deliver to every single insured is unmatched. So people, like I said at the beginning, people don't like insurance, but when they know they have to have it. But when they can get their insurance here and it's like, oh my gosh, this was amazing. I have way better coverage. I now actually got to speak to an agent, not just a customer service person. I had more choices. I had better coverages. I'm with a great carrier. I actually spend less money. I mean, it's amazing. So people appreciate that. And when they have that type of value, they feel great about telling their friends, their neighbors, their coworkers about this experience, which they've never thought was even possible. And so we are a referral-based business. So the marketing dollars, it's almost nothing.
So what's next for you, man? Where are you going to invest the next, 12, 18 months of your time? What's your focus going to be personally?
Yeah. So, it's interesting. So I'm, CEO. of the company. So I'm running the business today. My brother and I work together every single day as far as strategy, but actually working with our executive team is what I do. And so really our focus at Brightway is to continue to, grow the business. We have over 200 locations in 22 states. We are becoming the dominant national brand. We've already been the leader in insurance retailing, but our goal is to be the dominant insurance distribution model. And so we're constantly innovating. We're constantly thinking of ways, how do we reinvest in our franchisees? How do we remove barriers for their growth? How do we help them achieve even higher, ROI? I mean, at the end of the day, by focusing our business goals on the profitability of our franchisees, by making that real, attracting great people, it's not hard. You know what I'm saying? So many, I think that's the thing that really defines Brightway that's compared to other franchise companies is for us, we don't make money at the expense of our franchisees. We don't upcharge any of the equipment or software or any of the other products or services that our franchisees have to engage in to do business. It's a pass-through cost. We make not one penny of profit off of any of that. So we're completely aligned with our franchisees. And so by doing that, creating this natural alignment and focusing all of our work on innovating and helping our franchisees succeed in their markets and helping them grow and invest in their growth, it allows us to, be rewarded in the way we have. I mean, we started the business with 3 people in one office. We now have almost 1,000 people in our organization, and we are the recognized leader in what we do. And we're just getting started. So, no, that's what I'm doing. I'm me and our entire executive team is focusing on how can we continue to distance ourselves from our competition, not only as a franchise company, but as an insurance distribution company. That's what we do.
Congratulations on the success and the momentum, man. I have no doubt that it certainly sounds like you've built enough solid foundation around you to provide for what is in place already that you can focus your efforts in that direction. Every reason to believe you guys are just going to continue to soar and succeed. If our listeners want to get in touch with you or someone on your team, either for insurance services or to explore this idea of maybe becoming, a business partner with you and becoming a franchisee, what are the best coordinates? What's the best way for them to reach out and have a conversation with you or someone on your team?
Sure. So if you're wanting to shop for insurance, just go to Brightway.com. That's the easiest. And from there, you could click to looking at the franchise opportunity. But if specifically you want to look at the business opportunity, you can go to BrightwayDifference.com. But you'll end up at Brightway Difference from either site if you want. And that'd be the best way to engage in either of those processes.
Fantastic. Well, Michael Miller, co-founder and CEO with Brightway Insurance, it has been an absolute delight having you on the show, man.
Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure, and I look forward to being on again if you want me.
Absolutely, man. We want to continue to track your story and follow your success. All right. We will see you next time on Franchise Marketing Radio.